South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Well, all righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and the South Point Studio Streaming Network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show, as well as all of those listening to us here locally on our anchor local radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. Our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone and Android and Google phone with your apps that you can get at your app stores. Listen through the KSHP app on the radio side. And, of course, watch and listen to us on the YouTube app on the YouTube side. We welcome you to the show, and we welcome all of you who are getting us through podcasting as well. We welcome you any way you get us, whenever you get us. And we begin the official weekend of the unofficial end of summer. And of course, we're talking about the big holiday weekend coming up with Labor Day on Monday. Don't forget, we're going to have a special Monday Labor Day Race Day Las Vegas show because there's plenty of racing on Labor Day, including the closing last day of the Saratoga meet. So we'll be here on Monday at this usual weekday start time. Well, our usual start time every day at 7 a.m. We'll be here at 7 a.m. on Monday morning Pacific time with our Labor Day Race Day show. But we're ramping it up for a big, big holiday weekend. And as you know, Las Vegas is a key place for the holiday weekend. We're going to get a whole bunch of people coming here for celebrating the last weekend of summertime before we roll into the fall, etc. And we have plenty of great racing going on. Look, the racing at Kentucky Downs was really interesting, and they had some great races there yesterday at Kentucky Downs, giving away buku bucks. Kentucky Downs is almost rivaling what these college football players are getting now for college football and millions of dollars there, and that's a whole other bailiwick. But in any case, they had a lot of big money going on at Kentucky Downs. Maiden races were going for $170,000 a purse, and it was really an interesting day of racing. And we were talking about the camera angles and the camera positions and the camera work on the simulcasting. Well, it's been very dismal in the past, but I can tell you they really improved it maybe 100% of what they had before. They're using drones, they're using cable positioned cameras, and they're really doing a great job with it. And remember, I had somebody tell me that, well, it's not really that perfect yet because of the, switching down the stretch with two cameras, really, you'll get used to it. But I can tell you this, that if you saw the configuration, the configuration of the Kentucky Downs track, it's massive, it's big, it's wide, and all that stuff there. It's going to be hard to do what you normally do with the camera positions on a regular 1 mile racetrack. So I give them credit for that. It really, and the quality of the graphics and everything was really great for Kentucky Downs on opening day yesterday. And with all those big purses, all the big guys showed up. First race of the day, a race for 2-year-old maidens, was won by Tyler Gaffleone and Brad Cox. They were bet down to the favorite, so the folks were not fooled there. The favorite wins the first race at $5.70. Wesley Ward got into the mix in the second race with another 2-year-old maiden race winner, a filly with Joel Rosario riding, paying $7.62. They paid down to the penny there. We'll get into another story about the penny in just a moment. And then Brad Cox came back with his second winner in the third race at 1.5 miles on the turf with Florent Garreau aboard Stellify, paying $4.04. And then Joe Sharp started his quest for becoming a leading trainer at Kentucky Downs with a winner in the fifth race with Jose Ortiz aboard. Maiwa won easily. This was an easy win at 1 mile and 5/16 on the turf, but this horse just drew away in the stretch to win, paying $6.70. Frankie Dettori got a win in a 2-year-old maiden race on the turf in the seventh race for Graham Motion. Turf Star was the name of the horse, and that horse was just a Turf Star, paying $6.34. And then Jose Ortiz got his second win of the day in the $250,000 allowance race with McKinnock for James DeVito paying $3.68. So the betting public was really on top of the winners yesterday at Kentucky Downs. Joe Sharp got his second win of the day, with Jose Ortiz getting his third win of the day in the ninth race, with Scatitude paying $8.38. Our man Jonathan Hardoon, when we extracted a pick out of him yesterday on the show, his pick ran second in a very it was a good run for his horse that ran second with Tyler Gaffleone. Then in the featured $500,000 Tapit Stakes at a mile and 70 yards on the turf, the winner there was Laganos, Jose Ortiz's fourth win of the day, winning 4 of the first 10 races Ortiz did. For Steve Asmussen, Laganos paid $5 even as the favorite in the race, outrunning Ohana Honor and Cameo Performance, who finished third. So all in all, Jose Ortiz took the lead as far as the jockeys are concerned, and both Brad Cox and Joe Sharp had a couple of winners yesterday at Kentucky Downs. No racing at Kentucky Downs today, but they got a big racing card with buku bucks, I say, over the weekend. So we'll wait and see about that. As far as Saratoga, coming up to the closing weekend at Saratoga, Manny Franco and Mike Maker teamed up in the first race on a 2-year-old maiden to pay $19.20. Brad Cox was a winner in the second race with a 2-year-old maiden filly, with Ired Ortiz Jr. paying $3.90. And then in the sixth race, another race for 2-year-old maidens, fillies. Kenny McPeak and Jose Castellano got together with Rena's Revenge, paying $9.50. That was Castellano's first win of the day. And then in the featured with anticipation stakes for 2-year-olds at a mile and 16th on the inner turf course, the winner there was Final Score, who went wire to wire on a perfectly rated ride by Kendrick Carmouche for Todd Pletcher, paying $20.60 for the win. Wire to wire, Pletcher and Carmouche. For, by the way, owner Mr. Rapoli. Finishing second was Here's Johnny, and finishing third was Capital Partner. Javier Castellano came right back in the next race, the eighth race, to win with Johnny's Rendezvous, going wire to wire in that one on the turf for Phil Bauer, and then paying $8.80. The 10th race winner gave Manny Franco his second win of the day, and Brad Cox's second win of the day in Sakane. That paid $6.40. And then the final race of the day, it was all in the family. The winner in the last race was Extraordinary One. Extraordinary One was ridden to victory by Katie Davis and trained by her brother, Edmund Davis. So the brother and sister act got the win in the last race at Saratoga, paying $26.60. What a lineage that Davis family has, huh? The riders, the trainers, etc., all from the dad, Robbie Davis, who rode in my era, so to speak. Nobody had the pick six, so you got a pick six carryover today at Saratoga. Fives paid over $1,100. The last pick five, however, paid $10,572 at Saratoga yesterday. Finally, at Del Mar. Del Mar yesterday, we had the highest price winner of the day came in the third race at $27.20. You had Carla Gaines and Antonio Fresu get together in the sixth race with Can't Sleep, which was John Lendo's pick on the show. This horse was bet down from 4-1 and paid $4.20. Really got bet down in that race. And then Fresu came back for his second win of the day in the last race with It's Fair Life. $13 even for Mark Glatt. John Lendo's pick 4 on his sheet hit yesterday on the sheet. The John Lindo pick 4 paid $279.40 on his sheet here at the South Point. And the pick 6 paid over $31,800, almost $31,900 yesterday at Del Mar. That's the way it went yesterday, but we got a lot of stuff to go today as far as looking ahead to the weekend, big stakes races, etc. And, of course, we got the Pacific Classic, the big racing day tomorrow at Del Mar. We got the Jockey Club Gold Cup, a big racing day on Sunday at Saratoga. And, of course, we got a big racing day all over the country on Labor Day Monday. That'll, of course, be the closing day at Saratoga. So we got a lot to do on this show, that's for sure. One quick note as far as news out there, and that is the New York Racing Association is going to start paying off on all of the parimutuel bets. They're going to start paying off to the penny on the breakage. Now, we got used to that in Kentucky where they're paying those odd prices, right? Well, the New York Racing Association, starting Monday at Saratoga, they're going to pay right down to the penny on the breakage with the payoffs in New York on Monday. And I know those parimutuel clerks are just having so much fun with that decision. In any case, we have Jonathan Ardoon with us, John Lindo, Jerry Jackowitz, and, of course, Rich Ang. Rich Ang's going to give us his college future plays today. We're going to hold off on his NFL future booked plays until Wednesday's show. Reason is the NFL starts the official season on Thursday. And so on Wednesday, he's going to give you his NFL picks, his future book picks on Wednesday. We'll get the college ones, though, today, because tomorrow, believe it or not, college football starts for real when you have Texas facing Ohio State. Can you believe that on the opener yesterday? You got Texas, Ohio State early in the morning. You got Saratoga Racing. You got Pacific Classic Day tomorrow. What a way to start out the weekend. And we're going to start it out on this show, taking our first break. When we come back, we'll give you a racing menu. And then off to the races with our handicappers. Don't go away, and go ahead and start chatting on the chat box. If you haven't already subscribed, do so, and then you get in the chat box chatting away on our site at YouTube. And, of course, the horses continue to work out around the country in the morning on the racetrack for afternoon competition. We will be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and it's time to go right to our racing menu for today. We remind you that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the first post times here on this menu, okay? First post times are that of the Pacific time zone when we do our racing menu each day, because these will be the first post times that roll out in the race book here at the South Point. And if you're listening anywhere else, adjust wherever you're at from your time zone to the Pacific time zone or vice versa. Just tweak it out so you get the right first post times based on the Pacific time zone, so you don't miss anything. Don't want you to miss anything. Anyhow, the weather here in Las Vegas is going to be good. We're 75 degrees right now outside. It's beautiful outside. We're going to get up to 91, only 91 today. And we're going to get into the 100 degrees, but I think it's going to be our last wave of 100-degree weather here in Las Vegas. But that doesn't start until after Labor Day next week here in Vegas. Right now, it's 88 in Miami, 80 degrees in New York. We've got Los Angeles at 92 degrees down there in Southern California where Del Mar is at. And, of course, Phoenix, Arizona is 104. It's the hot spot in the nation today. As far as precipitation is concerned, well, you got some going through Louisiana, Mississippi, down there in the south, and a lot of action over the Four Corners Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. But that particular front has already gone through in Southern California. They had some drizzle. They had some rain yesterday in Southern California at Del Mar, but it's all gone now. So everything's going to be fine. It should be no problem of any of the racetracks today. I understand, though, up at Saratoga, Jonathan reports to us earlier today that it was raining up there. So we'll wait and see. The rain, I think, has stopped by now, but it did rain for a couple hours. And we'll wait and see if they come off the turf today at Saratoga. May not, because they're coming into the last weekend, and then they'll have a chance to repair any of the damage to the turf course after the meet closes. Here's the menu for today. We begin with Belterra Park. Now, Belterra Park has a couple of stakes races today at $75,000 a copy. The Tomboy goes as the 5th, and the Buckeye Native will be the 8th. 8 races today at Belterra. First post time is at 9:35. Then we get to Saratoga. Saratoga today. Now, as far as Saratoga is concerned, they say it is cloudy, 58 degrees. The track will be labeled good. They're going to start out with the track condition labeled good. The turf courses, however, are labeled firm. Both the Mellon and Inner Turf course are labeled firm. Now, the Mellon Turf course is scheduled to have races 1, 7, and 12. The Inner Turf course races 3, 8, and 11. And it just seems that I'm pretty sure that they'll just go ahead and stay that way there. Saratoga has 12 races today. They got that pick 6 carryover left over from yesterday, $85,967. $85,967 in the regular carryover, pick 6 at Saratoga. A couple of stakes races today. The Bernard Baruch is the 3rd race on the card at 1.16 on the Inner Turf for 4-year-olds and up. It has a compact field, but competitive field of 6. 8-5 favorite there is Program Trading with Flavian Pratt aboard. Later on, the 11th race is the Perfect Sting at 1 mile on the Inner Turf course for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. A field of 11 to be 4 scratches. 9-5 favorite in that one is Dynamic Pricing with Dylan Davis aboard. 12 races today at Saratoga. Pick 6 carryover, $85,967. 12 races in a first post time of 9:35 a.m. Pacific time. Gulfstream Park has 10 races today. Gulfstream Park's first post time is set at 9:50 at Gulfstream. Penn National has 7 races today. Penn National Super High 5 Jackpot Carryover, $17,862. First post time at Penn National for 7 races, 11 a.m. Colonial Downs has 8 races, 5 turf and 3 on the dirt. Colonial Downs is starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 1 o'clock first post time at Colonial Downs for their 8-race card. Woodbine, north of the border. Woodbine has a couple of carryovers. The Super High 5 Jackpot Carryover, $12,272. Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, $15,797. 7 races Woodbine. First post time is at 1:30. And then we get to good old Del Mar in Southern California, where that turf meets the surf. A twilight post time today at Del Mar of 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. first post at Del Mar for their 8-race card. Del Mar's first post time, again, 3 o'clock for 8 races. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Evangeline Downs has a first post time of 3:30. Then we get to Prairie Meadows. Prairie Meadows' first post time for 10 races set at 4 p.m. Prairie Meadows has a Pick 5 Jackpot Carryover still up there. The Pick 5 Jackpot Carryover, $25,260. That's at Penn National today. 10 races. First 3, I should say, will be quarter horses. The last 7 will be thoroughbreds. 4 p.m. first post at Prairie Meadows, as well as Remington Park. Remington Park has 10 races, a couple of $50,000 stakes races. They are the Oklahoma Stallion Series races. They are 8 and 10 there. 10 races at Remington Park and a first post time there of 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up with Emerald Downs in the Great Northwest. Emerald Downs has a Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, $23,234. 7 races today at Emerald Downs. They also have a regular Pick 5 Carryover as well of $11,696. So they got a Pick 6 Jackpot, a Pick 6 Carryover, Jackpot Carryover, and a Pick 5 Carryover, both at Emerald Downs today. 7 races. First post time is at 7 p.m. as well. All right, let's go out to Jonathan Nardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. You got a jacket on? Does that mean it's still raining out there?
No, it's just cold. It's
cold
in the 50s. So
In the 50, cold in August.
Especially when it's been all meat, it's a little chilly, Ralph. Getting old. The bones aren't what they used to be.
Well, Jonathan, it was an interesting day of racing yesterday at Kentucky Downs, I thought.
Yeah, and you're right, Ralph. The new TV or however we get to watch the races is certainly 100 times better than it is, and than it was, I should say. It's still a little tricky. You'll get used to it, but it's certainly a big improvement from what it was.
Yes, and it is enjoyable listening to Rona calling the races there at Kentucky Downs, because Kentucky Downs is about the closest thing we have of a European-style race course, and listening to Rona's calls adds to that flavor of Kentucky Downs, that's for sure. Man, they're giving away big bucks, and no whammies. Wow.
Yeah, they have to give it away, and then, it's all that money made from slot machines. It shows you what having those games really means to to purses. Anyway, imagine if Southern California had any of that. It would just be great for them, but they can't get it, so it's a tough situation.
I could tell you this, that we've got Jose Ortiz, who had 3 wins yesterday. He really knows how to ride that track. Him and Tyler Gaffalione really know how to ride that racetrack. But I remember watching Jose in an interview over last weekend when he won a stakes race out at Saratoga, where he was battling his brother Irad for the leading jockey at Saratoga. And he mentioned the fact that he will be leaving Saratoga to go to Kentucky Downs. And a lot of people were saying, "Man, you're in the heat of the competition for leading jockey." But Jose said, "Well, my agent said the best move would be go to Kentucky Downs," and he was right, because we're talking about the bottom line: just follow the cash.
Exactly. I mean, in a year or two, does anyone remember who won last year's Saratoga meet? No, but if your bank account's increasing by a lot of money, that you remember.
Yeah, no question about that. So it looks like Irad will probably get the leading jockey there at Saratoga for sure. But Jose might be making more money than Irad at Kentucky Downs. And with 3 wins on the card, he's the leading jockey after one day. They don't have racing there today, but they'll kick in tomorrow. And that Nashville Derby, I didn't realize this, but the Nashville Derby is the second highest purse for any Derby in America. Only the Kentucky Derby passes it. $3.5 million.
Yeah. Unbelievable. At a short meet like this, to be able to give away that kind of money.
We'll be looking at that race and, of course, the other stakes races, especially on Pacific Classic Day at Del Mar tomorrow. And, of course, we got the Jockey Club Gold Cup going on Sunday. A lot of stuff happening this weekend. Saratoga, everybody up there, are they just about ready to get back to the city, or they just would rather stay there at Saratoga?
No, they're starting. You could see vans starting to leave the track, the last week or so. Horses that have run already in the last couple of days of the last week are starting to ship back to Belmont. So starting to wind down, Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be a mass exit.
Well, let's do this. First of all, let's find out the conditions today at Saratoga. Now they have scheduled turf races, and the 2 stakes races are scheduled for the turf. But as I saw on the website just moments ago, they're going to keep everything where it's at, right?
Yeah, it rained for about an hour and a half this morning, and it came down a little bit. I thought they would take some of the races off the grass, but they're not. They're calling the track good to start. I guess they had it sealed, so it's good. And the turf course, I guess, needed the rain because turf course remains firm, and that's surprising, to be honest with you.
Well, when they're getting to the end of the meet, and I know there's still some turf races left to go on the turf, big stakes races over the weekend. But after it's over, they have a chance to repair whatever they do and rejuvenate the turf course. So maybe that's the reason as well. But we've got a couple of stakes races today, and they are the Bernard Baroque and the Perfect Sting. The Bernard goes as the 3rd race, and you got favoritism between Program Trading and Donegal Momentum.
Yeah, there's an interesting horse in there. I like the Sherry DeVoe horse, Northern Invader, a 5-year-old gelding. She started the meet off real hot, but she's only 3 for 25 at this point. Joel Rosario rides today because, again, a lot of the top riders are out of town, and there will be a lot of jockey musical chairs going on. But I ended up on Northern Invader 4-1. I think that's a fair price.
All right. And then later on, the 11th race is the Perfect Sting for the fillies and mares on the inner turf course. And you have the favorite there is Dynamic Pricing with Dylan Davis aboard.
Yeah, that horse looks tough in this spot. Dylan Davis re-rides for Chad Brown. He won on this horse 2 and 3 starts back, so he certainly knows her well. And the horse does have a win at Saratoga. She's going to be tough in this spot.
And, Jonathan, we have gotten the early scratches today, and your original pick on the show was a scratch, so you're going to do an audible for us.
Correct. The original pick was Sail Away in a lace later on the card, but she was scratched. So we're going to pull an audible here and look at the second race today, Ralph. And these are some good young 2-year-old fillies. The number 4 horse in here, Academia, a 2-year-old filly from the Chad Brown barn. She ran super in her first start, finishing 3rd. But the horse that won that race, Tommy Joe, is the favorite tomorrow in the spin-away. The horse that ran 2nd, I believe, came back and won. So this has the makings of a key race. You're getting 7-2 on the morning line. Manny Franco rides. I like number 4, Academia, to win today's second race out at Saratoga.
All right, a good maiden race for 2-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs. The second race, number 4, Academia, with a Manny Franco aboard. Manny Franco riding the 4 Academia in the second race as Jonathan's pick. And Jonathan, we'll go to Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf.
Yeah, we're going to go with an early race there today. By the way, post time is at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 6 o'clock on the East Coast. And I like the number 7 horse in here, Empress Ellie, a 6-year-old mare. I like the fact that Jeff Mullins went back in and reclaimed this horse. That's certainly a positive sign. Hector Barrios has ridden this horse in her last 3 starts, winning 2 of those races. The horse is also 2 for 3 at Del Mar. 7-2 on the morning line. Number 7, Empress Ellie, pick 5 single in today's opener out at Del Mar.
All right, that opener doesn't go until 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's the first post time at Del Mar. And in that first race, you like Empress Ellie, Hector Barrios aboard, and it's on the turf as well. And we know how Barrios is doing on the turf. So in the first race, the 7 horse, you say, is a singleton. In the early pick 5 today at Del Mar, the 7. And real quick, just a note back at Saratoga, Frankie Dettori, who obviously won a race yesterday at Kentucky Downs, I guess he decided to stay in Kentucky and wait until tomorrow's races because the couple of mounts that he had scheduled to ride today at Saratoga will have replacement riders. Dettori not riding today at Saratoga. All right.
By the way, with all the experience he's had in Europe, you would think that he would love riding in Kentucky Downs. He should, kind of know the courses, I guess, the up and down hills and things like that.
Yeah, well, he had a winner yesterday, a good winner yesterday. I don't know how many horses he rode yesterday there, but he did have a winner out there. And like I said, they're following the Bucks, baby. That's for sure.
Those purses, you don't need to win a lot, Ralph. A few wins will get you through for a while.
Definitely, that's for sure. In any case, we want to remind everybody that Jonathan has a full sheet of handicapping today for Saratoga and Del Mar, right, Jonathan?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right. And Jonathan, you stay safe and stay warm.
Thank you.
All right. We continue on the Race Day Show. Get your pen and paper ready because when we come back, we're going to have Rich Eng not only give us his thoughts about a pick at the races today, but he's going to give us his college football future book bets as well. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas on this Friday, ramping it up for a big, big weekend, a Labor Day weekend. Don't forget a Monday show we have here. And now we're going to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All right, Richie, we're going to hold off your NFL future wagers until Wednesday, the day just before Thursday, the official opening of the NFL season this year. But we're going to get your college football plays today because we got a big game with college football kicking off tomorrow between Ohio State and Texas. Let's get your.
Yeah, there have actually been a handful of games played already.
Yeah.
And but the big one, you rarely see a game between the number 1 and number 2 teams to start the season like Texas and Ohio State.
Right.
So that's garnering so much attention.
Right. That's tomorrow. What you got for today?
Well, the future book bets I have, this is a list that I gave to Sean to build a graphic for, but they are over-unders for wins this season. And so that's what it is. It's over-under win totals. So I'll go over them real quickly, alphabetically. Otherwise, it would take too much time. But the first team I have listed alphabetically is Georgia Tech, over 7.5. Last year they went 7-5, and then by the way, college football teams play 12 regular season games. If you see a team with a record with 13 games, that's because they played in a bowl game. If you see a team with 14 games, that means they played in
the championship,
maybe a conference title, and maybe played in a bowl game. Yeah. And if you see more than that, like Ohio State, that's because they were in the BCS also, above all the other stuff. But Georgia Tech is my first team, over 7.5. Brent Key is in his third year as coach, and they are really building something there. They gave Georgia a huge game at the end of the season last year. They lost 44-42 in overtime, so this team is on the rise. The next team I'm going to give out is Houston, plus 6.5. I don't see any of the graphics, Sean. I don't know what the heck. There we go. Thank you.
He's also showing them at the bottom of the screen that you can't see. It says Houston Houston over 6.5.
Yeah, because I know people don't want to see my face. They want to see what these picks are.
Right, go ahead.
Houston, last year, first year for head coach Willie Fritz, they were 4-8. I bet them at over 6.5. He's done a great recruiting job for the second season. There was a stat that I read about Willie Fritz, Ralph. He's had 5 college football coaches, football jobs. The second season at that school, he's gone 44-17. So he is really a turnaround specialist. I like for Houston to really improve. Next is Jacksonville State, my under 5.5. Last year, Rich Rodriguez was the coach. He had been there for 3 years. They had an 8-4 team last year, Ralph. He left to take the job in West Virginia, and he took a whole bunch of players with him. And the players that didn't go to West Virginia have transferred to other schools because of NIL money. So Jacksonville State's starting all over again. They did play last night, Ralph. I watched. I was following the scoreboard. They lost 17-10 to UFC. They were a 17-point underdog. So either maybe they're a little better than I thought, or Central Florida is worse than I thought. But they're already 0-1. Next team is Oklahoma. They play in the very difficult SEC. But Brent Venables has done a lot of recruiting off a 6-6 season last year. They're over 7.5. He's trying to replace Lincoln Riley, who went to USC, and Riley had a heck of a run at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But what I read was that Venables hired a new offensive coordinator, so they should be a lot better on that side of the football. Oregon, I've taken over 10.5.
Wow.
Last year, people remember that in the regular season, they were 12-0. They were the number one ranked team in college football going into the BCS. Yeah. And obviously, they got knocked out in the Rose Bowl to Ohio State, the eventual champion. But Oregon, the only game they're going to be an underdog this year is at Penn State. I saw where Chris Andrews put out an early line of Penn State 5 as the favorite. But Oregon plays 8 home games this year, Ralph, and they're going to be double-digit favorites in almost all of them. So we'll go there. Tulane, they went to an even number at 8 because people are bending them down, but they have lost a ton of players to NIL. You know, it's the kind of thing where the big schools attack the smaller schools' rosters and just sign their best players. Tulane's going to have to retool. And the last team I list is Utah. Kyle Whittingham's in his 21st season, Ralph. Last year, they had an awful season. They were 5-7. The problem was the quarterback. They could not get the quarterback situation fixed, but they signed one of the top 5 quarterbacks in college football last year, Devin Dampier, who led the New Mexico Lobos to a miraculous turnaround season. He is the quarterback for Utah. They're over 8.5.
All right, over 8.5. I want to ask you a real quick, give me a real quick answer before we get you to your pick. This new deal with paying all these college players millions of dollars, I think that's going to open up a Pandora's box of problems.
Well, it already has, Ralph, because there's no continuity. Kids in the 4-year eligibility career are now playing 4 different schools. Basically, they were signing 1-year contracts, and then after the 1 year, they go to another school, get a pay raise. 3rd year, they go to another school, pay raise. So it's really hurt the continuity of the sport. And for the smaller schools who do not have the budget that the big schools have, it's really a problem. I mean, that's why a school like Tulane, they can have a really good team 1 year, but if they lose 20, 25, 30 players to NIL, they got to start all over again.
Yeah, it's. I think there's going to be problems there, but maybe they can fine-tune it. I know the kids deserve the money, but getting that much money at that age is going to cause a lot of problems, I think. Anyhow. All right, let's get a pick for today at Del Mar.
Let's go race number 3 at Del Mar. 5 furlongs on the grass, Ralph. The turf rail's out 24 feet. I'm going to go for what looks like Lone Speed, number 3, Sunglow, 4-1 with Hector Barrios. I'm just going to put him on the engine and try to go wire to wire. It's a 9-horse field. Hopefully we'll get most of that price. Number 3, Sunglow in the 3rd.
All right, and that is Barrios on the turf again. So you and Jonathan both think that Mr. Barrios, who is prominent on his rides on turf, will get the job done in the 3rd race. Number 3, Sunglow, wire to wire, 5 furlongs on the turf. The 3 in the 3rd race. Your pick, Richie. You got a full handicapping today for Del Mar for today, and don't forget you're doing Kentucky Downs too. You don't have one today because Kentucky Downs is not running, but for today you got a full sheet of Del Mar handicapping available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Hey, thanks a lot, Rich. On Wednesday, we'll do the NFL, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it, my man. We're all set and ready now for college football. Now it's time to continue with racing over this big weekend. And we've got John Lindo and Jerry J, of course, to wrap it up on this Friday show, so don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas, ramping it up for a big Labor Day weekend. And of course, centered will be down there at Del Mar, as well as Saratoga and Kentucky Downs, etc. We now go down to Del Mar, where I think Mr. Lindo may have needed a rain umbrella yesterday.
Good morning, Ralph. No, just a little bit of drizzle, a couple of raindrops here and there. It actually felt pretty good. Still humid, but it kept the temperatures down and didn't affect the racetrack at all. Although you saw yesterday for the first time, really closers did pretty well on that main track yesterday. So maybe it changed the track profile a little bit, but no rain today. We're already sunny. So we should be back to normal with the 3 o'clock first post time.
Well, John, we know that you have a full sheet, the Linda Report today for Del Mar's racing today that features selections in each and every race and the suggested late pick 4 and all the goodie information that we provide on the show. And that suggested late pick 4 yesterday on your sheet got there and paid a nice dividend.
Yeah, that $27 ticket paid $279, I think.
Yeah.
So we got 10 to 1 on a bet there. That we'll take that any day. That works.
Yeah, that's a good deal there, my man. And you got another one today. Of course, taking a look at the weekend, anything we should know about the big Pacific Classic day of racing tomorrow, any of the horses, etc., everything's going right?
Yeah, it's been quiet, so that's a good thing. And, I think Fierceness just walked yesterday morning after getting in Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I have not seen any video of him on the track this morning, but I'm sure he did a little something. And we'll keep an eye on him this afternoon to see if he gets a little schooling in the Del Mar paddock before the race tomorrow. But he got in just fine from what I understand. And it's great to see him out here. It really makes that Pacific Classic an interesting race.
Oh, it sure does. And it gives a little bit of a dimension of the handicap horses from the East Coast, the handicap horses on the West Coast, and then you mix in the 3-year-old division this year, kind of mixes it up for the Pacific Classic. It's not. It's the first peak that we have in to judge the entire picture for the Breeders' Cup. So it's going to be interesting. John, I know you're doing a lot of work this weekend with the Linda Report. Now you have just one Linda Report today for Del Mar, but you're going to pick it up over the weekend, aren't you, my man?
Yeah, tomorrow, not only Del Mar, we'll do that late pick 5 and that huge card at Kentucky Downs. We'll do the pick 5 on races 7 through 11 at Saratoga tomorrow. I've got to see what we've got in store. We're entering today for Monday at Del Mar. They've already entered Saratoga's Monday card. I'll probably do the late pick 5 at Saratoga on Monday because mandatory payouts on closing day. So we'll be in action all weekend, Ralph.
No kidding. And all of those Linda Reports, no matter how many he does, will be available here at the South Point in the Racebook, free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players in the Linda Report here. So it doesn't matter how many volumes of that stuff that you got, John, they're all going to be here for the folks here at the South Point. So come and join us over the Labor Day weekend. Get away from all of those crowds up on the Strip, and get here early because it'll be crowded in the book here as well. John, a thought about Kentucky Downs, and then we'll get a pick from you.
11 races yesterday, 8 favorites, 3 second choices, one. So nothing worse than the second favorite winning, which you don't see at Kentucky Downs.
No.
I thought the turf course was very fast, and you had to have tactical speed. There wasn't a lot of passing in the races a mile or less. You wanted to be right on top of the pace.
You know, I noticed that too, and in case people don't know anything about Kentucky Downs, is when they come out of that final turn and they're running down the stretch, they run uphill towards the finish line. It's undulating. It's not really a heavy hill, but it does grade up. And I noticed that most of the winners that I saw in those races accelerated just before they got out of the turn. And before they started the elevation, they had put distance between them and the rest of the field.
And the turf course was fast. You saw 6.5 furlongs in a couple of races and 114 and change. So they were moving along out there. It wasn't a real deep turf course. So we'll keep an eye on that in the lane. I think the rails are out 50 feet. So it was pretty far out there as well.
Well, I would have to say that anything would have been an improvement of the old TV coverage, but your thoughts about the new TV coverage?
Yeah, it was interesting. When I saw it, it didn't look like a normal camera. Those two new cameras they were using, it almost looked like a video game, kind of an animated kind of look, but it was clear. You could see the horses. The drone made us get a lot closer to the horses turning for home.
Yeah.
So I had no problem following the horses all day long. So I think it's a better experience for the horse player.
I do too. All right, time to get to work now at Del Mar for today with the 3 o'clock post time. Where are we going?
Race number 7 today, number 2, I'm About to Go, drops out of a stakes race, gets Lasix back today. Her 2 races with Lasix were easy wins. I think getting the medication back helps. There's not a lot of speed in here. She can either set the pace, or if number 8, Barbara T, who's moving from dirt to turf, if she handles the turf, she does have speed. She can stock that one. Otherwise, either way, she ought to get a good trip. And the Diego Herrera-Leonard Powell jockey-trainer combination is kind of sneaky good. So
yeah.
5-1 on the program. Number 2, I'm About to Go, race 7, Del Mar.
All right. In the 7th race, the 2 horse, I'm About to Go. Off of that nice win yesterday, we'll parlay that to another win today. John, although they did bet your horse down from 4-1, we got it as favorite, but he was live, that's for sure. In the 7th race, the 2, I'm About to Go. We hope he goes best. Thanks a lot, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right. Don't forget that Linda report is here for today at the race book. Okay, let's go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, Jerry, we're winding up Saratoga on a high note, I think, with some great racing over the weekend. Of course, the Jockey Club Gold Cup on Sunday. Had a little precipitation over the overnight, but they're keeping them on the turf today at Saratoga.
Yeah, well, that's what they should do, so I'm happy about that.
All right. Let's get started with finding some winners today.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. Let's start off in the 9th race at Saratoga today. We have Discreet Mischief, the 3-horse from Brad Cox's barn. He's been hot as a firecracker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Shipping in. If you go back to April, you'll see this horse ran a really big figure at Keeneland. This is really all about, can Brad Cox get this horse to run back to, run something like that number that day, which would probably blackjack this field. I'll take the 3. I'll go down maybe to 5-2, 2-1 here because he is a really good trainer and reliable. I'll take the 3 over the 2, 4, 5, small reverses. I'm all about the 3 in the 9th.
Okay, in the 9th race at Saratoga, you like the 3 over the 2, 4, 5. I'll make another suggestion as I did yesterday. I'm going to throw in the 6-horse in that too, Lightman.
What's his price, Ralph?
5-1 on the morning line.
Okay.
Okay. So your play though is the 3 over 2, 4, 5 and reverse. I'm going to throw the 6 in as well.
I'm going to add the 6 in too. You're a credible handicapper.
All right.
You got good
we'll add in the 6 there. It's a little
You're not a great bettor, but you're definitely a good handicapper.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll. Well, what I do is I don't. You cover a lot of bases, Jerry, with your betting, and I understand that. Me, I kind of get a feel for the race, and then I'll just fire away on the horses I like, and I don't give myself too much of a leadway if my horses don't run the way they should be. That's the problem I have.
What I'm trying to do is, if I have a 2-1 shot, if I can win the race and get 5-2, and maybe have a little protection on the other side at the same time. That's good enough, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And you get happy with a small overlay or a premium to the odds you're given, plus you give yourself another way to win. You're beating the game very strong.
All right, you got it. Then in the 9th race, the 3 over 2, 4, 5, and 6 and reverse. That's in the 9th at Saratoga. What about Del Mar?
Let's go to the 4th, Ralph. We have number 8, Mighty Kai from Victor Garcia. I mean, this horse is really interesting. Ran a couple of nice races in April and May. Took a month off, came back at Del Mar, ran really good in June. Then they tried him on the turf and just sort of had a nice tour of the course, probably a good little conditioner for him. and probably needed the race. And now he's back where he belongs, going a mile on the dirt. It's 6-1. You get DeMuro up. So I'll take the 8, a good win place type bet. The 8 over the 139, reverse 139 over the 8. The 8, Mighty Kai in race number 4.
All right. In the 4th race, you like the 8, Mighty Kai, the 8 over 139 and reverse, $2 ROI on the 8. And yes, Jerry does, well, like he said, when you reverse, you could be a little bit wrong and still cash. Sometimes I just want to fire away and just try to be right all the time, but that's just my little quirk, I guess.
This is horse racing, Ralph.
Yes. Yes, I understand that, Jerry. And believe me, there are times when I get right and you make a little and I make more. So it all, it kind of evens out sometimes along the way. But anyhow, Jerry J's Power Pages for Del Mar and Saratoga are available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. And we are only starting the weekend here on the Race Day Show. We've got a big Saturday and Sunday up for grabs as we wrap up the unofficial end of summertime 2025. And, of course, we'll be here on Monday, Labor Day, for a special Monday Labor Day Race Day Show as well. There's only one more thing to say, and I do believe Mr. Jerry Jackowitz is going to say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.